This is vegan style.
So I was at the New School in New York City last night for a big community meeting on the People's Climate March. There's about 400 people there. It was really beautiful. Tons of thinkers and community members all getting together to make this the largest, most historic climate-related event in U.S. history. It's on September 21st in New York City. Go to the website, peoplesclimate.org. There was a sign on the elevator at this school that said, "Burn calories, not electricity, take the stairs." And I thought that was the coolest thing. Such an awesome message, so true. I've been saying that for years. And then I obviously, in my demented, tortured mind, began to think about it a little more. While it's great that they have this sign, the part that makes me nervous about it is people are going to look at that sign and say, the way I'm going to solve the climate crisis is by taking the stairs, which, if you have watched any of my videos, is absolute bullshit and will actually do pretty much nothing. I think it's a good principle to start using less electricity in our consumer products. But when you remember that the carbon footprint of animal agriculture and our food is over double that of all transportation combined, yes, meaning cars, trains, planes, boats, escalators, and elevators, part of transportation. So really, when people see this sign, they think nothing about what to eat when they go to the grocery store or to the restaurant. But if you take the stairs, you pat yourself on the back, and it really doesn't work that way. So I love that this sign is there. It's true. The less electricity we use, the less fossil fuels that are used. But we need these signs in the cafeteria of our schools. We need these signs at our restaurants, at our farmers markets, at our grocery stores. They should say, "Eat plants, not oil," maybe, something like that. Because eating animal products is like Mother Earth eating oil. It's releasing oil into the atmosphere. It's the reason we have global climate change and global warming, is because of our addiction to raise 60 billion animals on this planet purely for the intention of enslavement and slaughter. And they take up more calories, more fossil fuels, more water than any industry on the planet. I challenge you. I'm going to do it at my school this year, I promise. I'm going to have a sign when you walk in to the cafeteria that has some witty little clever saying about how, you should be eating more plants if you want to be more environmental. So try to do that in your local community, whether it's your school, a restaurant you like to go to, your local grocery store. Because what I've discovered is that it's human nature that if we worry about too many things, we freaking break down. And that is just us in our modern lives. When you have a test and a paper and your mom is mad at you and you're having trouble with your relationship, you're like a dead person walking. You're like, holy crap, this is far too much for me to handle. I just cannot do anything. I'm like comatose. So when we have to worry about taking the stairs, changing our light bulbs, biking around, all these things add up to make us crazy, when really what we could do is say, you know what, right now I'm going to focus on the largest impact I have, the one thing, which is my diet. I'm going to fix that, I'm going to go vegan, and I'm not going to worry about all the other stuff, because ultimately they're not going to make as much of an impact as if I change my diet, and they're just going to make me crazy. So forget all of that. Don't feel bad about taking the elevator. Even for a week, don't feel bad about taking your car, but try to change your diet. That's the single largest thing you can do to have more of a friendly environmental impact, to reduce your carbon footprint. It trumps all other things. And I say this all the time, but there's a famous statistic that you can read in the Food Revolution, that if you are a vegan, meaning no animal products, and you drive a Hummer, the biggest gas guzzling automobile around, you have less of an environmental carbon footprint than if you are an omnivore, meaning you are eating animal products, meat, dairy, eggs, and you drive a Prius, a hybrid car. You have more of an environmental impact. Guys, it's not about the electric car. It's not about taking the stairs. It's not about your freaking light bulbs. It is about the animal on the end of your fork. It is about the milk nipple secretion juice in your cereal. That is what you need to change. It's not your car. It's not your light bulb. It's not your bicycle. Change the food and the world will change. Eat more plants and say goodbye to global warming. It really is that simple. I know that's a radical statement, but guess what? All the biggest changes that have ever happened in our world, from figuring out that the world was round all the way to the civil rights movements, it's happened from radical people making radical responses that 90% of the population did not want to hear. It's the same thing about the environmental crisis. The reason that millions and billions of people and millions of species are going endangered is because of the human addiction to put animals on this planet in order to enslave, slaughter, and eat them, and it's got to stop.
This is vegan style.